Hello, welcome back to the United Way Forward, West Ham versus Manchester United Premier League preview. Manchester United travel to the London Stadium on Tuesday, the 10th of February. It is an 8:15 kick-off under the lights at the London Stadium. Before we get stuck into the video, like, comment, subscribe. Let us just know your predictions for the game and do follow our socials, links in the description. It's another huge game. Manchester United are going for 5 wins in a row against a West Ham side that's improved lately, and who are also on good form themselves. I mean, look, coming into this game, we're 4th to 46 points. West Ham are 18th with 48. Why do I keep looking at the 48? 23 points. 48 points, they'd be fucking above us if that was the case. So, yeah, we're 4th to 44 points. West Ham are 18 to 23 points. They're in a relegation scrap. But look, let's talk about Manchester United because there's that form there. Michael Carrick done a press conference. Look, obviously, he would have done it after the game on Saturday against Spurs. But look, in terms of team news, De Ligt and Mount will not be available for this game. He did say that Mount will be available before De Ligt. So Mount should be back for the game against Everton in 13 days' time. Well, this day 2 weeks, you should be available because you play Everton away. We don't play this weekend. Next weekend, we play not this Monday, not next Monday, but the following Monday. So, yeah, going to be crazy stuff. 13 days without Manchester United. Well, fucking hell. When things go well for you, when things are going well, we have to go 14 days without watching them. Love it. But, yeah, look, West Ham, they're one of our other sides that we saw. They're sort of a side that we don't really have it all our own way against them. Last time we beat them at their place was 2021, are they going to say? 2021, 2022, when Lingard scored and Mark Noble came on to take a late penalty for West Ham and David De Gea saved. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was manager then. Now it's Michael Carrick interim. But look, I'd still fancy us in this game. I do think it's going to be tough. But I think, look, this isn't Ruben Amorim's Manchester United playing West Ham. And I'm sure if it was, I'd probably even back West Ham to can beat us. But, at the end of the day, it's Michael Carrick's Manchester United. We're 4 wins in a row. We're playing brilliant football. Confidence is high. Mood is in a good place. Everything is just everywhere. It's just in a good place. I'm Manchester United at the moment, apart from obviously the owners. But yeah, fuck them. What? But obviously people are sort of talking about the 5 in a row, and that lad Frank, I think, if we win this game, he gets his haircut. I think that's why so many United fans are nervous for this game, because they're looking at that going, I really want them to get their haircut, I really want them to get it. I think many people are sort of bothered by that. And look, it's fair enough to be bothered by, at the end of the day, it'd be huge for him, and it'd be just crazy. But I think, like Michael Carrick said it, he knows about it, he's heard about it, his kids have told him about Frank, this lad, 5 in a row, gets the haircut. But he's not bothered by, he's just like Luke Littler, he's not bothered. But if you know, you know. But yeah, I think that's why many people are sort of like, oh. But look, it's not going to be easy. They're a much better third. Both teams have improved since the last time they faced each other. Last time we faced each other was 1-1 draw. We played shit. They played shit. They probably should have won that game in the end, to be fair to you. They as soon as they got equalised, they seemed to be the one dominating us. But I'm trying to look at the head-to-head here. And we've only beat them once in our last 5 games. That was 3-0. That was when who scored? Highland, Garnacho. I'm not sure who the other one was. Just I'll tell you what, I can find out here right now. That rat with a brace, Highland with one. So yeah, that was 2024. That would have been under. That would have been under Ten Hag. Yeah, Ten Hag would have been under. When at the time we thought it was going to be special, it was Rasmus, Kobe, and Garnacho sitting on the board all together. Yeah, but I'm playing for Manchester United more, and one is flying at Manchester United, and one is the two others I haven't really heard much about. But look, I do think how we are at the moment. I do expect us to win this game, and I'm going to obviously go through both teams and talk a bit. But when I do my score prediction, it's sort of a prediction that I sort of have to explain because people you're saying this isn't this, but then you're saying that. So yeah, I do expect us to win this game, but I don't expect it to be an easy one. The fact that it's away and their fans be up for it, West Ham want to be the side that stops Manchester United from winning 5 in a row. Yeah, they want to be the side that beats Manchester United. Obviously, they'll be up for it. Their fans be up for it, and we have to be as well. Will Carrick rotate? We played on Saturday at 12:30 against Spurs. It's a quick turnaround to playing West Ham tomorrow. Will he turn it around? I think the fact that we haven't got any games this weekend, because obviously we're not in the FA Cup, I think that he'll go very, very. I can't see him changing, to be honest with you, unless someone has picked up a knock between now and then. I mean, people talking about Brian Boomer because he was limping after the match, walking it back out to the Manchester United bus after the game, walking through the car park. Limping. But look, that's all both footballers do that anyways, limping because you're playing. He played 90 minutes of football or something like that. So yeah, he's going to sort of have that. And again, the Man United players do a lot more work, a lot more running, which you like to see under Carrick than they did probably under anyone else, especially under Ruben Amorim and Ten Hag. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about Brian and Boom, to be honest with you. And obviously Casemiro, look, people are Casemiro, that tackle, that Romero, look, that could have been an end to Casemiro's season. Like, you don't realise how lucky he is that he's not injured. Like, he's not done. Like, if he gets injured, anything like that, where our midfield is fucked. Like, let's be real here. Colby's good, but having a good partnership can make everything a lot more easy for you. So yeah, they're both Colby Maino and Casemiro are both a good partnership for each other. But I think they'd be both fine, to be honest with you. I know it's a quick turnaround and all for people like Casemiro, maybe Slabhead Harry, the man himself, Luke Shaw, but I wouldn't be worrying too much about that, to be honest with you. If we want to be in the top, if you want to be in Champions League football next season, you're going to get these quick turnarounds. Sunday you're going to be playing on a fucking, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday. So there's going to be that quick turnaround. You're going to be playing on a weekend and you're going to be playing 3 or 4 days later. If you want to be Champions League football next season and be back where we want to be, we're going to have games like these come and take a fast. So yeah, we can't have any excuses for that, I think. Like I said at the start, 4 wins in a row, going for 5. Many people are praying, hoping that we get the win. So that lad gets his hair cut. I say that lad, I think he's older than me. Not too sure, but he's not much older. But he's looking to get his hair cut. And look, I don't think the player. And look, I'm not really. To be honest with you, I've sort of gone off him, to be honest with you, with that. Look, it'd be great. I'd be delighted for him if he gets his hair cut. I've seen it. To be honest with you, I say that, but after the game on Saturday, that's all. He's only 1 win away from getting his hair cut. So yeah, if you win against West Ham, yeah, I'll be buzzing for him. But it's also for the team as well. They need the 5 wins in a row, not for Frank, for just the team. There'll be a lot more confidence, a lot more belief. We haven't got 5 wins in a row. I must have been under Ten Hag. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I am. Let me know in the comments. When was the last time Manchester United won 5 in a row? please do let me know. But yeah, look, I think our quality will get us through the game. I think we'll have a lot of possession. West Ham will be sitting back, beat us in the counter attack because to be fair, they have that sort of pace and quality in the counter attack. Again, it'll be similar to Spurs. I think we have to be patient. We have to be careful. We have to time everything to perfection. Take our chances. Look, against Spurs, we had a lot of chances. I think our goalkeeper, Vicario, he was literally their man in the match. So he kept the scoreline He kept the scoreline the way it was because he literally was the best player. He was their man in the match. He was their man in the match, but Bruno was ours. But we did have a lot of chances, and I think we should win this game. I don't think it'd be easy by any means, but you still look at like our quality. Bruno Fernandes, Ahmad, Mbeumo, Cunha, trying to make sure I'm not missing anyone else. Like Casemiro's doing well, Kobe's doing well, our defense is doing well, Senny is doing well. Everything is okay. And some would look at, we have Sesko to come off the bench if needs be. But I mean, I'm still thinking about that chance at the end of the match that he missed against Spurs. Look at, hopefully, if he does get that chance again, he puts it away, because they're not chances that come to you very, very, very much in this league. So look, I'm looking forward to this game. To be fair, I was more nervous for the Spurs game than I am for this game. That's just when we're going to, don't take it from me. We're going to hammer them. But you just like to think that we the way where we are, how we're playing at the moment, how things are going, that we still somehow go and win this game. But like I said, I think how we beat them, we're going to have to be patient on the ball. This could be a 70-30% possession game. We could have 70%, West Ham 30%, and that West Ham 30% possession could be possession that they don't use well, or possession that they really use well. And you'd imagine that they're going to be set up to defend and then counter. And I think with the likes of Bowen, Somerville, that lad Fernandes, Callum Wilson still playing for him. I thought he got rid of him. I thought they terminated his contract, but he's still there. They brought a striker in January, I think it was. He's another man for them. So they definitely will be, down to a T. Well, they try to be down to a T in the attack. But let's jump into West Ham. Let's jump into them. If my laptop lets me to, lovely stuff. So here they are in the previous 5 games. And let us know, how do you think Man United will beat West Ham? Let us know, if you are Michael Carrick, how would you set Manchester United to go and beat West Ham? So here's West Ham. 2-1 win against QPR in the Cup, 2-1 win against Spurs away. I mean, beating Spurs is not really a hard thing to do. Beat Sunderland 3-1, very good result. Lost against Chelsea 3-2. I mean, look, they should have got a decent draw in that game in the end because they were playing well. I watched the first 60 minutes of that game. West Ham were playing well. They caused Chelsea a lot of problems. And they beat Burnley on the weekend 2-0 as well, away from home. So 4 wins and a draw. They're doing well. We'll go through that team news here. So obviously Todibo was suspended. He got a red card against how could he get a red card against Sunderland? I think it was. So I'm not too sure. He got sent off recently. And obviously Fabianski as well will be out with a back injury. But look, they have like Axel Disasi, who was on loan at West Ham from Chelsea. So look, they're doing well. I did see something actually. I'm going to try and get it up here actually. Nuno Espirito Santo done a press conference actually. I'm just trying to see where I can find it, because so basically he pretty much said, unfortunately we're going to have some players out for tomorrow's game. It is what it is, but he's not going to say who it is. So I mean, look, Who that is, we don't know. I'm not too sure. Maybe some West Ham fans will know if they're watching this. Maybe they'll know, have a rough idea. But I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. If it's Bowen and Somerville, I think fucking we're laughing. But yeah, but until we find out, we'll just imagine that everyone is all ready to go. But like I said, they are in really, really good form. Spoke about their team now, spoke about their current form. Their danger man for me, I think I said him there, didn't I? Jared Bowen and Somerville. Wan-Bissaka turns into fucking prime Roberto Carlos when he plays against Manchester United. I don't know what it is, but I was always raging when we sold Wan-Bissaka. Really, really was. I was always raging. I honestly don't know why we sold him, because I always thought he was better than Dallo, especially defensively. Them one-on-one, them tackles that he'd make. Well. Good player. Still is. I think, in my opinion, I think he's a very good player. But yeah, look, I do think West Ham will fancy. Like I've seen a couple of other fans saying that they think that they'll win, but it won't be easy. It won't be easy for us either. We can't underestimate West Ham and their current form and the fact that we're playing them at their gaff. I need to sneeze here and it's pissing me off. So yeah, sorry for that. But yeah, look, I think they'll fancy it, and I think that I sort of said it again when we played Spurs. I think this is probably going to be the most fucking stupidest and sort of tactics or whatever you want to say you've ever heard. But I think for West Ham to beat us, we have to play shit. Not just play terrible. I just think we have to sort of go down a gear. I think we might have to go down a gear or two for them to go beat us. Down low, the players will know that it won't be an easy one. They know how West Ham are performing and how they're playing at the moment. Things have changed since we both played each other last time. So they'll fancy it. But yeah, like I think if we play like we have in our previous four, I think it'll be a tough day for West Ham. I'm not gonna say a long day, a long night for them, but just a tough night for them. Look, you never know. This is the joy of the Premier League. No team is certain to be another team. Like it's not, you never really go into a game now in the Premier League thinking, yeah, we win that game, no bother. We win that game, no bother. We win that game. It's just as simple as that. So yeah, I think people are also looking at it thinking, Ruben's Red Army when he was here, these are the games we'd lose or slip up in. But again, Spurs was the games that we'd slip up in. Fulham are the games we'd slip up in. Arsenal, City were the games we'd pretty much lose, and we won all of them four. So yeah, West Ham are another team that we need to sort of beat at their gaff. We haven't beat them there in a long time. Look, in terms of predicted 11, same as last time. I can't remember last time I even touched that edit. I genuinely can't remember. It's pretty much download it, put it on the graphic, and then go from there. That's pretty much what it's been like. So yeah, that's pretty much how it is. But look, I can't see him doing much rotation. The only way he'll rotate is if someone's picked up an injury between Saturday's game and the game against West Ham. That's the only way I can see him changing. But I wouldn't be bringing in a Euro or a Heaven from Maguire. Ugarte, I just don't trust him. Luke Shaw, we have no other left backs anyway. So yeah, he's not doing too bad either. Casemiro, I mentioned that. Everyone else, yeah, I can't see why not. There's a good chemistry there. Everyone's playing well with each other there. So I don't see a reason to change. But in terms of score prediction, I have went with a 3-1 win to Manchester United. Now look, this is the set that I'd predict. Yes, it will be tough, but I think it'll be one of those games where we could go 2-0 up, and with like a half an hour to go, West Ham score, and then it's 2-1, and the last 10 minutes we score the goal to pretty much seal the deal, seal the 3 points. I think it'd be that sort of game. So yeah, there will be a part in the game, like 10, maybe 20 minutes, where we're just fucking being fucked, and then we're still 2-0 up. They score, and then yeah, we just hold out, and then we get a 3-1. I think that's what it'll be. Goal scorers. Who did I predict to score a goal? I predicted Bruno to score. Trying to think on my United predictions. Who did I predict to score first? Bruno to score, Ahmad to score, and Cunha to score. I'm going with them three to score. For West Ham, I'm going to go with Bowen. Jarrett Bowen to score. I think it's probably the obvious choice. But okay, this has been the West Ham versus Manchester United Premier League preview. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment your predictions for the game, and subscribe. Follow our socials. Links in the description. Be much appreciated. I will see you all after the match for the match reaction. Hopefully it's a positive one, and we're talking about the 5 in a row and what hairstyle our friend Frank will get. But okay, until then, thanks for watching. But last but not least, come on, you.